conversation regarding religion.
Well, Loreen thinks the shepherd is just an insane fanatic, and insane in the fact that he truly believes what he's doing is right, but Loreen thinks it's wholly wrong. Even if, like... Actually, she doesn't have a high opinion of the president either. Other than, hey, that guy abolished slavery.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, for true.
So that's cool.
Although there are some occult rumors that he might be hiding out on Mars, but we don't know for sure.
Still holding out on that one.
Is he still a vampire hunter?
Now see, Loreen does believe that one, but
that is fun enough you bring that up. That is one of the Wallachian rumors that Lincoln is a famous vampire hunter, and that his name is very feared in Wallachia.
Real?
Yeah.
Make a perception check. It's hard to say. The rune itself looks very real. How dream looks, you're not sure. If you take this rune, will it come to the real world? You're not sure. But then again, you guys have jumped back and forth between the dreamlands and the waking world, and you have taken things from there, and it's a weird thing. It doesn't make any scientific sense as far as you're aware. But then again, when do dreams make any sort of logic or consistent logic? That's why such things are always the denizen. That's why the Dreamlands is always such a homeland to either cat people or eldritch abominations, to creatures whose minds are very much attuned to that sort of space. Looking at the rune, looking at Briar Rose, what do you do?
I guess I'll slowly approach and take the rune.
I guess he's still on the train, and everything's just blank. There's no one around him besides Mujian, who every time he attempts to approach, it's like a constant loop of him walking towards him, and Mujian just keeps like going. The distance keeps being the same.
Mm-hmm.
He gets more tired, and then suddenly corpses start appearing. One of them being starting with nobodies to people he who he knows, to more personal people like Cavron, Loreen, Corinth, Camellia, and then finally, yeah, at the very end, like his brother just being a full-on corpse.
And all the while, Mujan has a very smug smile and a cackle that echoes.
It just does. He seems to have some sort of ace in the hole that she didn't prepare for. She spent days on this train trying to figure out what he could possibly do, only for him to have one more thing. And then B2 goes down, disappears, faces out. Her connection to Baba Yaga severs. Then Aurora gets shot down. Camellia, Havron, Archimedes, Corinth, and Loreen is powerless to help them, as Mujian laughter and the lady in the golden mask, they're just laughing in her ears, echoing forever. Moment, concentrating on this action, this act he's trying to perform. She's just honestly asking for help and hoping that this, whatever is about to come out, if it's Baba Yaga herself or just a messenger, that they can help her achieve what she wants to do.
Smell a bit of incense water, and a bit of a perfume. You watch as a humanoid being emerges from the idol from the top, and after a bit of shimmering white, she will coalesce back, and you see a pale-faced figure who is kind of floating above, looking down at you and Loreen. And for the rest of you guys all see this. Like, you guys just see this figure just emerging from the idle. And she stares at you, Lorraine, wordless.
Oh. Wow. Did you change forms again?
She kind of looks around at the train.
Wait. No, he's not the one that we're supposed to deal with right now. He's actually bringing us towards the man we're supposed to deal with.
I understand. But he's avoided death for far too long.
But yeah, I called you out here because I needed your help.
And help you are receiving.
Well, we don't... If you beat him, that's not gonna make a difference.
It makes a difference elsewhere.
Listen, I suppose you might be the maiden. Can't you... we really need help. I need to contact Aberrant.
Lorraine has no intention, or at least I would assume so, to preserve this man's life. However, we are in need of transportation to arrive where we are to head. Until then, may I request that you refrain from making a scene, as mortals say.
I'll make a diplomacy roll. This is with a +2. One from Havron earlier trying to convince, and then Lorraine. Even if Lorraine is not trained. What message would you like me to bring?
Holy
to
balls.
Aberrant?
Thought about a general idea.
The word
but...
I will say your perception of the word Aberrant is very foreign for her to say out loud. Whether that means anything or not is up to you to decide.
Oh, his full name is Aberrant Briar, or did I... or no?
Aberrant is Silme, but then again, is that even his real name? Because Briar Rose is not exactly a name per se.
It is a pseudonym or some shit.
Yeah. Because true names have power.
Oh, dude. Based. Wizard of Earthsea type shit.
Yeah, essentially. Wrapped his arm around his shoulder and they're just kind of walking out to the front of this cart.
I think Lorraine will just say to Camellia, you ever wonder why Aberrant doesn't open up anymore? Or to any of us?
I don't want to pry in something like that.
Well, we should probably, after all of this is done, tell him that it'd be okay if he opened up once in a while.
As Aurora does leave the train,
Maybe.
she'll say to the shepherd, be like, "Good luck in your fights against the maiden, Mr. Shepherd."
And he will look not just at you as the others, and he says, "Did the best killer win?" He'll nod.
I will nod back, and then that's when I will exit the train. Is it?
Here to protect the building, nothing more, nothing less. Mujian himself, they could not care less.
Korn will kind of nod and kind of drifting off topic. He will kind of ask, so how was it? Your experience as a mortal?
It is certainly unique. On one hand, I miss the interconnected nature of the pleroma. On the other, there's something unique experiencing the limited capacity of a mortal. But I'm ready to reunite once again when this is all over.
Corin will kind of nod and say, let us make the most of our final moments.
Kind of raises his hands in the air, and he says, I will bestow upon you the last of my thundering gifts that have lingered with me as a result of wielding the hammer. I want you to present the hammer to the sky here.
Okay, I'm gonna lower it down. Do a little bit of concentration because I'm a wizard after all, and I'm gonna lift it very dramatically.
As you see the sky, a little bit of clouds above the great clouds. They kind of part for a moment, and then they smash together and burst lightning down onto the hammer immediately as he's calling upon the lightning in your hammer. It kind of vibrates in your hand, and it hurts immensely, but the armor is able to compensate for the immense shock of lightning striking this hammer as it bursts with new energy.
They can also have. You don't have to follow the same rules as their deity's alignment goes. You don't have to touch the path of evil. And Archimedes just starts thinking back to the shepherd, because he's also a person that he literally uses the power of like a very, very, very bad person, thing.
What's his name? No, kidding.
But he himself is more on the neutral. He isn't exactly like, hey, he even follows the rules of hospitality and stuff. Thank you. I attack it. I'll use this power to great use. I will hit this surely, for I am Archimedes, and I hit my attacks.
Remember, you get the bonus from Strix Vengeance too.
I don't, because it only lasts one turn.
Oh.
Not gonna lie, it's kind of a shitty feat, but it's the only feat I can get. He takes this. Well, I bet was owies.
Alright, Archimedes, how do you want to do this?
I basically try to kill the worms, and then someone tries to suck my soul. And I'm like, oh my, you motherfucker. And I realize who it is, so I do a cha-cha slide to him, and then I bonk him in the head, and I don't know, it collapses or something.
And as you gonna slam his head, his front face explodes, and viscera just hits all over the floor. That'll be the end of combat.
And especially the strangest group she's had to deal with. Especially Havron. Havron's been a little bit of a cunt to her, but you know what? That's fine. It's okay. He's just different beliefs.
You smell like pennies.
I really enjoy it because I wasn't there. I have no idea what interactions, if any, Camellia had.
No, Camellia and Aurora didn't have any interactions with each other, besides just like scouting out the castle or whatever.
Yeah, as far as you're aware, Camellia, Albra just said that they're a sniper. They're gonna tag along. And that they know Dexter.
Alright.
That's it. Yeah, looking at everyone and just drying themselves off, they're just gonna think. They're just thinking to themselves, man, I just want to get out of here. So I just want to go back home or to go back to planet and just fucking get paid, get late Gatorade. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, in this moment of peace and like refreshment and healing, she's like, maybe some gods aren't that bad. And especially one that can appreciate some good alcohol. I think she won't develop a full thought about it because there's still an active situation going on. But I'll say it definitely tips the scales in her mind. Like, she won't abandon her Baba Yaga as her patron, but she can appreciate religion. She's less. She has become more open to it as she can see the very good effects, charitable effects it has on her. Together, it was a one-way street, and well, it's getting bulldozed now.
Sorry about this. Let me. You say this, and she looks visibly annoyed as she goes, "Just a little bit longer, and you could have become something magnanimous for the theater. There's always a second chance. You could always," and she stretches out a hand, "you could always come back to the fold. The theater could use some wonderful actors."
Well, I'm sorry to say, but I believe I am enough.
And she looks annoyed. She goes, "What do you mean?" And
Let's
you feel a hand
have a
placed on your
friendly
shoulder.
talk, right?
Of course.
I want to hear. I've seen a lot of your life through visions, but I want to know more about you.
I promise I will.
Then, may Rosanor bless you.
He looks a little surprised as you say that. And your astral projection begins to go back. And you see him. He takes off the mask. You cannot quite see it. Tucks it in. Prepares the staff. The masked lady pulls out her own. And in the distance, you can see the two do battle as you are yoinked back to Mujian.
Dude, he's having a fucking battle out in space. This is some Kino Dragon Ball shit.
No, can I get a bonus if I say something specific?
What do you say?
Drinks on me. Well, after we finish here.
You crit succeed.
It's that easy.
Let's
I know
go,
my
friend.
diplomacy.
We have drinks
Should
to
give
earn.
a brief to her by her father. Though she is a demigoddess, her father, who countless have called foolish and brazen, loves her unconditionally and has often told her that her divine parentage or half divine blood means nothing in this world. Even as the gods seem ready to punish him with every child born with an ill-fated curse, her father remains steadfast and hopeful. "I will be with you," he said. "I will stay by your side, whether it's in the waking world or in the dreamlands. Your mother is the gift of all, and she has blessed us with gifts aplenty. It is her father's words, his love, in spite of his mastery of beasts and monsters, and his reputation as a man with no forethought, that Brightros loves him still."
Oh boy.
So what you see are 6 individuals who have lined up, prepared. You see the vampire. That's the vampire right there. You see a human woman clad in armor, who already has some sort of spell effect going off. You see another human woman, very casual, so in like almost like a tracksuit. You see Delicate Dandelion, who is flying above. Mujian, who is underneath the statue, and of course, the Konras streamer, who is currently looking back. He's looking at the phone behind him.
Can I say I coded my my hammer like before I entered?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
We'll just to keep track of that for next time. But you guys all enter.
I'll keep it track.
You see them. Nothing happens yet. It's just a standoff. But that is where we'll end the session.